Hello students, in this video I am going to explain you how you can write a recursive function to generate a table for any given number, something like this. So to write a recursive function, our first task should always be to declare a function. So to declare a function, if we analyze this table, we can see that we have to first print this with number 1, 2 and 2. Then we have to print the second line in which you can see that the second number is this number is changing from 1 to 2 and so on. So it means that if somehow if we pass these two numbers to our function, then easily we will be able to generate a table. So it means that for our function, if we give these two input n and it as the input, then as the output we will be able to display the table. Now since we are displaying the table, so it means that we do not need to return anything. We can display the table in the function itself, and after printing the table, then we can call the function. Means first I am going to display this line 2 into cross 1 equals to 2. Then we are going to display 2 cross 2 equals to 4. Then we are going to call another function. Then we are going to display this. Then we are going to call another function and so on till this. Since we are just displaying, we are not returning any value. So the return type of our function is void. And if we give the name to our function as tbl, then we can declare the function as void tbl, and the arguments that we are going to pass, it will be n and I. And since both are of integer type, we are generating a table for integer numbers, and this it is 1 2 3 till 10, so it is also integer. So since they are integer data type, so we will pass this int n and int it. So this will be our declaration. Now in the main program, if we write a main program for this, then first we are going to ask user to enter the value for which the person wants to generate a table. So enter value of n. And then we are going to scan it and assign the value to n. After that we will print the table of n is n. So with this line we are going to display that table of n is colon, and then we are going to print. To print we are going to call the function, and to call the function we are going to pass the argument n, and the second argument that we are going to pass, it will be 1, because for the first iteration we just want to display 2 cross 1 equals to 2. So for this we will pass the argument as 2 comma 1. For this we need to pass the argument as 2 comma 2 and so on. For this it will be table 2 comma 3. So in the starting, in the main program, we are going to call the function as n comma 1. Then it will be return 0. Okay. Then now we need to write a definition of the function. So to write the definition, again we will write this thing And then inside the definition, what we can write is we can check the value of it, and if the value of it is less than 10 or equal to 10, then only we are going to print the table. Means we are going to print these lines, 2 cross 1 equals to 2, 2 cross 2 equals to 4. These lines we are going to print only, since we need to print till 10. So we are going to check this condition if this it is less than equals to 10. If it is less than or equals to 10, then only we are going to print. To print, we can write something like this: %d cross %d equal to %d slash n. And for the first %d, we will put n, so the value of n will be printed. For the second one, we are going to print it, so the value of it will be printed. And then for the third, equals to a %d, for this we are going to print the multiplication of n and it. And after this, after printing this line, then we are going to call the function again, and this time with value n it plus 1. Okay, and then this will be the end of our function. So you can see, since the return type is void, so we have not put any return statement in the function definition. And since we are calling the function within itself, we have called tbl within the tbl, so it is the recursive function. So now let's see how this function is going to work. If we want to generate a table for n equals to 2, then in the main function we have called the table as this 2 comma 1. So means when we call this function, then over here the value of n, so over here the value of n, it is 2, and the value of it is 1. So with this value, first of all, it is going to check this condition, and since the condition is true, it is 1, so it is less than 10, so it is going to print this. And over here it is, this is for n, this is for it, so 2 cross 1 equals to, this is for n into it, so 2 cross 1 equals to 2. So this 2 cross 1 equals to 2, it will be printed. And then it is a slash n, means whatever will be next, that will be printed onto the next line. After that, I call the function again, and this time we called it as tbl n is 2 it plus 1, means previously it was 1, so this time it will be 1 plus 1 2. So we call the function like this, and when we call the function like this, so it again come back to the function definition, and this time the value of it will be 2. So since it is 2, so again it will check this condition it less than equals to 10, and since the condition is true, so again it is going to print 2 cross 2 equals to 4. And after printing this, then it is again going to call the function, and this time it will call the function with value of n as 2 and it plus 1. So it value was 2, so now it will call the function as 3, 2 comma 3, means in the next iteration the value of it will be 3. So in this way it is going to generate a table. And when in the end, when it is going to call the function with value 2 comma 10, means the value of it is 10, at that particular time again this condition is true, it is equals to 10, so condition is true. So again it is going to print this 2 into 10 equals to 20, and after printing that, again it is going to call the function, but this time it is going to call the function with value it plus 1, means 11, and at that particular, now the value of it is 11. So since the value of it is 11, so this condition of if is false now. Since it is false, so it is not going to come inside this, and since there is no further function call, so it means that this 11 is the end of recursive function call. and since it is the end, so it will come back to the main program, and over here it will then execute return 0, and this will be the end of a program. So you can see that we will be able to generate table by writing a recursive function like this. So let us see code in the code block. So you can see that in this particular code I have put the same code. First I declared the prototype, then in the main program, first of all I asked user to enter the value of n, then I passed tbl n comma 1, then I return 0. In the function definition, again I write the syntax of the function, then I put this condition, and in the condition inside the if, I first print the table 2 cross 1, 2 cross 2 equals to 4, and so on, and then I call the function again. There is no return statement. Now if I run this program, so you can see it is asking enter the number for which you wants to generate a table. So if I enter 2, it is printing the table properly, right? So let me rerun this program again. So now if I enter 5, so again it is printing, right? So it means that this function that we have discussed, it is working properly. So if I enter 13, again it is generating a table. So in this way we can write a recursive function to generate a table. Thank you.